Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iOS today is provided by CacheFly at CACHEFLY.com.
Apps to distract you from the news.
Plus an app that understands you in the news.
And how to put your children's books on the telly.
Well, it's all coming up next on iOS Today. iOS Today is brought to you by Texture, the mobile app that lets you access the world's most popular magazines anytime, anywhere, using your phone or tablet. For your free trial, visit texture.com/twit. And by LinkedIn Learning and lynda.com. Develop talent and keep skills current with expert-led on-demand e-learning. To request a demo for your organization or get a free individual trial, visit learning.linkedin.com/twit. It's iOS Toady Time, the show where we talk about iOS. Now, that could be, of course, an iPad, an iPhone, but also an Apple Watch and a Mac OS on the TV set. It's all iOS in our eyes because we're simple people and don't really understand how any of this stuff works.
Well, also, this show is called iOS Today, so it would be fraudulent for us to talk about anything else.
Right. And actually, today, we've got, as we always do, some fun apps for you. We've got Apple News for you. We'll answer some questions. And the pièce de résistance, the bride and groom on top of the cake, our app cap, our picks for the best app of the week. And this one comes from the radio show. Somebody was asking me for a recommendation. And one of our chat room came up with a very interesting app. I'll show you in just a bit.
Excellent. Well, let's get started. Today our topic is apps to distract you, because no matter who you voted for, or if you're watching from a country where you didn't vote, you probably need a little bit of distraction from the news these days. So we've got some apps.
Yeah. I have to, I'm going to be very honest. My side lost 23-20. They keep losing. And so I, as a 49ers fan, really need something to distract me. So you've got something for me, right?
I do. This first app is called Riff Jam.
Riff Jam.
And you know Auto-Tune, right?
Yeah.
It makes anyone's voice sound beautiful.
Not really. We first got exposed to Auto-Tune's been around for years.
Yeah.
But we first got exposed to it with Cher. I believe, do you believe? And then it was used as an effect. What people don't, I think, know, actually they're starting to learn, is a lot of artists use it to make themselves on pitch. In fact, we've heard some artists without auto-tune, and we think, what? But this is more of the effects side of auto-tune.
Yes.
Right?
So, this is by the makers of Juke Deck. Juke Deck lets you make royalty-free soundtracks for your video. And so this is an iOS app with algorithms, apparently, that let you do. So I'm going to, probably works better on your iPhone, but I'm going to think of something really good to say.
Oh, you're going to take a video of me?
I'm going to take a video of you, okay? So 3, 2, 1.
77 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation. You don't want to go on too long, right?
No. Did you know what then? Conceived in liberty?
Conceived in liberty, and something dedicated to the proposition that all men were created equal.
Well, so we're going to auto-tune your
It's the Gettysburg rap.
Yeah.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation.
So you don't have to sing at all.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation.
So, can I do a second? Can I do the second verse and then we can make a whole song? And
Okay. So let's tap share.
Oh, okay. So you can save it.
And then I could put it on Facebook. I just put one on Facebook. You can find. But I'm going to save it, and then we can edit that together. We should do the whole Gettysburg Address. You want to say the next line?
I don't know all of it. Wait a minute. Let me look it up. Thank God there's a Google.
Conceived in liberty and dedicated to the
proposition that all men are created equal. We are gathered together on this hallowed ground, or something like that. It's not that long. I should really be able to do it all. Hold on. Let me just look up, because I need to know my words.
Okay.
You know, he wrote it on the back of an envelope on a train on the way to Gettysburg. You know that.
He didn't use an iPad?
Didn't use an iPad. Although with the app I'm going to show you a little later on, he could have. He also is very famous that it didn't go over well President Lincoln, of course, giving the address at Gettysburg, the inauguration of the cemetery where the great Civil War battle was fought. Have you visited Gettysburg?
I have not visited Gettysburg. I did visit the Lincoln Memorial this year.
Oh, that must be cool. I've never done
great.
that.
Yes.
Actually, I have done that. And I have visited Gettysburg. So let me see. Dedicate proposition to all men. Okay, so I did and brought forth this kind of new nation, right? Did I stop there?
Let's
See,
see.
I've got my
Where did you
words, my
stop?
lyrics
Okay.
right here.
Where did you stop?
It's so short, right? That's because he had to put it on the back of an envelope. And then the reception for the speech was very poor. I think mostly because no one could hear it.
Let's see where you stopped.
407 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation.
There you go. Okay.
7 years ago.
There
right.
you go. Take verse 2, second verse, just like the first.
Same as the first. Oh, wait, not the same. Ready? Go.
Conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
Conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
That is exactly what I needed today, and I hope you did too.
That's a good distraction.
Equal.
It's actually words to live by, isn't it? We are men in a great battlefield of that war.
Oh, I love
Testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. It's kind of a beautiful thing. The birth of freedom. The government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from this earth.
it. I'm going to put that up on the Twitters later, but
God.
do you have one?
Just what I need. I have one. I will distract you. Shall I distract you? See, you've distracted me, actually. Earlier today we did our triangulation show. Interviewed Dan Ackerman. He's a CNET senior editor. You've, I'm sure, had him on TNT. He kind of implied that I was the last person to have him on a show.
Everybody, he's got to test us out first. The rest of us.
But it got me thinking. I haven't played Tetris in ages. I'd like to play Tetris. And I said, well, can you still play Tetris? He said, oh, yeah. Electronic Arts, which owns the rights to Tetris for iPad and iPhone, has a number of Tetris games, but this is the most recent. It's called Tetris Blitz. He said, this is a good one because unlike the regular Tetris, which goes on forever, you have 2 minutes to play. So can you hear that? Is there music coming out of my machine?
I hear it.
All right. So I'll just show you real quickly. This will remind you of a classic game. And what's nice is they're fairly... Step up your game with power-ups. Try out one now. All right. Lasers. Okay, I was about to say they're fairly true to the original. I guess not. We didn't have lasers in those days. All right. So as you remember, Tetris is a game where blocks drop from the top and you have to organize them into... So one thing that's different is it starts with if you've ever played Bejeweled, this might look a little familiar. It starts with a board, and then you have to integrate this into your board. And you see, this is like Tetris for millennials. It's like easy Tetris, right? So I'm not sure I'm crazy about this, but the idea is to clear lines by filling them in all the way. And if you played a lot of Tetris as a youth,
I did.
yeah, you might say, well, Leo, you sure could have done that better.
I know. I still have all the moves in my head. I dream in Tetris sometimes.
You know, I was telling Dan I do too, and he says that's very common. In fact, Tetris is used for the treatment of post-traumatic stress disorder because it turns out the same pathways that Tetris occupies in the brain are the same pathways that kind of obsess on trauma. And by playing this, it's like it soothes you, it stills your mind, and so it's amazingly enough very effective in the treatment of post-traumatic stress. So I thought it was quite appropriate for me to drag this out today. It is soothing. There's something soothing about it, and because this game only goes for 2 minutes, you don't have to feel guilty about using it. And you know, maybe this is too jangly, and if it is for you, there's a more classic Tetris also available on the iPad. In fact, it was free. I have it because it was free. One of those 12 free apps for Christmas last year, and you know, it's much more the traditional Tetris, which actually, frankly, I find more soothing than Tetris Blitz. But the kids today, they want more. So there's your Tetris Blitz. Distracting, absolutely. Soothing, only if you like tension and stress. So I want to just mindlessly go,
Right.
and there are Tetrises to do that as well.
Yeah. Some people might not have found you auto-tuned as the Gettysburg Address not soothing too, but I did. Do you watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade?
Religiously. You know, I learned something, though, the other day. I have a tip for you. Because all the networks now broadcast it, right? But only one network has the right to broadcast it.
Oh.
So all the other network, I am not kidding. I'm watching the parade. I'm saying they're never showing any of the songs, any of the performances. That's because they don't have the rights.
Oh.
They only have the right to cover it as a news event. So I can't remember which network, but pick wisely when you choose your Thanksgiving Day Parade television coverage. Only one shows everything.
Maybe that'll be the future of Twitter. Like maybe they'll get a deal with the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and you can only watch it on Twitter.
I could see that happening. I think Twitter would like that to have an exclusive. But the problem is, who's going to give Twitter an exclusive, right? Because you want it to get to a broad audience.
Good point.
And can Twitter pay enough, you know, as much as NBC or CBS or ABC can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if the new parades aren't up your alley, maybe the music is a little bit too loud. It's not to your taste. There's an app called My Time Parade. So here it is. You can go see the 1965 Macy's Parade, or you can go see the 1935 Macy's Parade. So here it is. It's sort of a virtual reality type thing that's hard to show, but I can look around. This is the 1965. Were you there?
Oh, neat. Yes.
Do you remember that? So
You know what?
you? Is that you?
That's
there?
me. No, I was there. Is it
Is that
snowing?
you and your mom?
It looks like it's snowing. Or is that just
They're
the,
just wearing the jackets.
the glitter on
Should we
the
go back
ground?
to 1935? Were you there then?
What?
Too?
No. My mom might have been.
So this is the 1935 parade.
Wait a minute. It's the same people. Oh,
No,
wait a minute.
no,
That's
they're
not
different.
1935. What are you looking at? They didn't have hot dog stands in 1935?
You don't think?
No.
Is that 1965? That looks like 1965. Sorry.
You know
They
what?
look
There's
like they're
something
dressed.
going on. Yeah, that's
back
the
to
60s.
Is that the same
It's
one?
confused. You know what? This is phony.
Wait,
Is the
is
same
this
hot
60?
dog stand there the whole time?
I don't know.
They didn't have 360-degree cameras in 1965?
Well, we should just make our own parade then.
Oh. What is this?
I can. This is our own parade.
Wow.
But it's hard to show this on here. But I can add my balloons.
Nice.
See, I can choose from. Build your own. There are 11.64 miles. There are balloons 11.64 miles from you. Okay, got it. So I can choose that guy or that guy or that guy.
Wait a minute. Why are there balloons that far away? What?
I don't know. It's a good question. I think I was distracted myself when I was enjoying this app. Let's just take a vintage selfie.
Okay. That's how people looked, by the way, kids. You may not remember in 1960.
Okay, so thank you for fact-checking my app there. Are you
Well,
sure
I'm
that's
puzzled what's going on there. It seems like maybe it was a bug and it was showing us
Yeah, it was showing us
the wrong
1965.
year. It took a little. That's the 30s.
Okay, now you
Everything
think
was
it's
a little grimmer in
except
the
for
30s.
There's that.
Well, they
Same.
don't. Come on. You understand that they didn't actually have a 360-degree camera in 1935. This is a simulated 19th. But see, the kids are wearing, shorts because in those
about that
days,
jaunty hat? Is
a
that
child
35
had
or
to wear
65?
short pants until they were 18. Did you know that? Yeah. And every man and woman, of course, women didn't have a problem with it, but every man had to wear a hat when they went outside. Women had to wear gloves and a hat when they went outside, or they'd be arrested and jailed.
Well, we live in a better time, I guess.
I'm kidding. It's false news. Okay, don't put that on Facebook.
Look
Okay,
out, yeah.
that's false
Or
news. All right,
Google.
I like chess. Chess is a great game. You can play blitz chess, which is a little distracting because you only get 5 minutes for a game. So that certainly occupies all of your mind. If you want to, play somebody who's any good and win, you better darn well be paying attention. But maybe it's not the best. And by the way, I will give a plug to chess.com. They have a great app where you can play 5-minute chess against real people on your iPad over the internet and play very good players if you want. And that would occupy you for sure. This is a good time if you're not a member of chess.com to join up because they're covering, of course, the World Championship Magnus Carlsen defending his championship. This is a game, though, for chess players who just kind of want to have some fun. It's called Board Defenders. And what I kind of like about it, we'll start at the very beginning, is it's the chess board and chess pieces that move like chess pieces, but it's more like a tower defense game. So we're going through the tutorial. I've played it on, I guess, on my iPhone, so it doesn't seem to remember. So I'm going to tap on the board square, tap on any of the yellow squares. Now you could tell from the movement she's a queen, even though she looks like a little girl jumping rope. So she can move to any of these squares. Even if you've never played chess before, you probably would kind of learn the pieces. Now that's a pawn. The pawns are going to kind of start to assault us. You'll see lots of pawns coming. The pawns threaten these two diagonal squares, so I wouldn't want to move my queen there, but I'm going to block her. I guess I have to go through the tutorial by moving to here. Now that pawn can't move.
Is she the queen?
She's the queen. Those are pawns. The idea is to keep them from getting to my side of the board using pieces, the moves of actual chess pieces. So I can swipe him off. Boom! Swipe him off. Boom! Each consecutive capture gives you more points. Swipe him off. Boom. Swipe him off. See, what I'm playing the long game with this guy here. See, he's coming down, but I think I'm gonna be in a position to snap him off the board at some point here. I hope. Let's see if I've picked a good strategy. And then I go here. Let's see, I go here. He's there, and now I go here and kick him off, and I win. So it gets harder, believe me. This is just obviously the first tutorial round. And just like Angry Birds or any of the games where they rank you based, I didn't get 3 stars. In other words, there was a more efficient way to play. So I could retry it or I can continue. They even show you 3-star solutions. So this has a couple of things. First of all, if you like chess, you're going to kind of learn. It's free, by the way. You can see because it's got an ad in there. You're going to learn the moves of chess and actually some useful strategy in chess. But if you've never played before, and if you like chess, it's kind of like the same part of the mind gets used. And I love the graphics and the way it plays. So we'll get other pieces and so forth involved here. It's a tower defense game, which is a category I like, using chess pieces. Now, I could, for instance, move here, but that would be a very big mistake. Oh, I guess he can't take me yet, so now I can swipe this guy off.
So is the idea you're only playing with the queen to learn because you're still learning?
I'm still learning. There will be all the other pieces make an appearance. And the idea is in a way, you're solving actually what is widely considered a real chess problem, which is solving the most efficient way to conquer this invading army is very much like the kinds of real. See, now I can't take this. I'll just show you what happens. Careful, the square's guarded. I know, but I'm showing you what a stupid thing. Oh, I guess he won't let me. All right. Okay.
I do like the way she, that queen, attacks her pawns.
I know, isn't it cute?
That's a nice playground move. All
kinda
girls
cute.
should know.
Look at that.
The little jump rope and boot.
Why aren't you letting me take you? Oh, it's still in the tutorial mode, so I'm not allowed to do whatever I want. I have to do whatever it says to do.
Still learning.
Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea.
What is this called again?
Board Defenders. It's free and fun. Yeah. It looks like Pippi Longstocking, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. I should pick, maybe I'll pick a exit out. Yeah, I wonder if it would let me pick a higher level. No.
Do you have to pay for it or you have to earn it?
No, you have to earn it, unfortunately. And there are, as you see, in-app purchases, which you probably don't need to do because you're going to be really good at this game. You unlock these. There's quite a few levels, but you have to work your way up. Board Defenders. I keep it in my pocket. It's a perfect time waster when you're on an airplane or at a store and you got a little time to kill.
Or a distractor.
Distract yourself.
Mm-hmm. All right. Have you ever played the game Tentacles?
No.
Okay, this is...
I know Day of the Tentacles. Is this that?
What's Day of the Tentacles?
It's a very famous LucasArts game from the old days.
Does it have Professor Pluff in it?
I don't know. Let's see.
I think you've talked about
you say
Day
that
of the
so
Tentacles.
well.
So this is welcome to the mind of Professor Pluff. This is Tentacles Enter the Mind.
No, I think this is different.
This is a eyeball buffet. Where did my tentacles
Eyeball
go?
buffet.
I know. So it's if you've played Octodad, which I've shown on the show, it's similar to that. You have to move around with your tentacles. I have so many apps. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Tentacle. Oh, there you are. Tentacles by Flashbulb Games. I think this is an older game, and it was owned by other people. Does
That's
that look
not
familiar?
it, though.
Okay.
No, that's not it.
So I'm going to tap to continue, and I'm going to go into the mind, and there's my little guy. I'm inside the brain. I'll translate. You're hurt, you poor thing. I'll fix you up right away. Just give me a few coins to cover my expenses. No, I'm not going to do that. So this free game, in-app purchases, the ability to connect to Facebook. I never do that.
Is it like how would you categorize this? As a strategy, puzzle,
Endless runner, maybe?
Oh, endless runner. Okay. I see. Yeah.
I have to avoid those. Oh man. Okay, try again.
See, I find these nervous making, not distracting in a good way. Like I guess you would take your mind off your troubles, but I don't want my stomach to be twisted up when I end the game.
I don't know if your stomach is twisted up. I just think, it's...
Well, no, some people do this, like timers and having to endless runner
Coins.
doesn't bother them. I end up getting... I see.
So...
Oh, it isn't quite an endless runner.
No, what would you call
Do
this?
you have... But there's a timer or no?
No, I'm just trying to avoid that guy.
Oh, so there's an enemy.
Yeah. I'm sure...
So I liked... what was that game we loved so much?
Monument Valley?
Yeah, and there was no timer on. It was similar, but there was no timer on that, right?
This is more like the collecting coins game. That's
right. It's kind of got a little Monument Valley in it. I like.
Yeah, I
use
like
of
the
3D.
graphics. That's what I really liked.
Yeah.
And I like this guy. I mean, this is how I feel on the inside sometimes. Don't all of us feel that way like
you
that guy?
have a black squid cloud inside your
collecting
tummy.
coins. Oh, I'm getting to the...
Is that the castle?
Yeah. There's the clock. I don't know what to do with that. I like the music and the sound effects. And I'm sure I'm distracted. So there. And, it's got the in-app purchases.
Somebody mentions it's like World of Goo. Kind of is a little bit. I love
World
World
of
of Goo. That'd be
Goo.
another great distraction.
But sideways.
Yeah.
So
Do you want to play Day of the Tentacle?
Sure, why not?
It's ironic. I think it was an app cap.
I think it was too.
It was re-released. This is Double Fine has re-released it. And remember we were talking? Yes, I know we were talking because the developer's commentary is on this and all of that. So this is a great game. It's more like an adventure game that comes out of the 80s, but it's been remastered.
Yeah, I think
for
this
use on
is
the
a different
iPad.
tentacle.
It's definitely different.
We should have done a whole episode on tentacle games.
This was a great game. This was a lot of fun. And this would be distracting. And this is not in any way heavy or it's fun. There's enemies and there's stuff to do, but it's an adventure game more like. It's the overture to William Tell, right? Uh-oh. They did a nice job of remastering this. And anybody who played this game as a kid or as an adult like me will have some fond memories. And it's really nice to see it in this kind of resolution. All right, what else you got?
I have a new game by Tiny Bop, which I've shown. I love all of their games, and these are really for 4 to 6 year olds, but they might need a distraction too. Tiny Bop makes lots of educational games. This one is $3.99. This one's called Me.
Me.
There's
Me.
So it's just let's make you, Leo.
Me?
So it's kind of like Bitmoji, but for kids. Or did you ever have that Dr. Seuss book where you would say, I am 6 years old, my eyes are blue, or, I think it was called All About Me, that book.
Huh.
What color hair? Let's give you a beard that you're working on. Let's see.
Oh,
what
gosh.
color
You noticed, huh?
hair?
I was hoping you wouldn't notice. I was hoping you just think I had a bad night.
What color is
I was a
your
little
hair?
hungover. My hair is salt and pepper. Yeah, gray's good. They probably don't have salt and pepper.
Let's see. Facial hair. Let's give you that
do
beard.
they have grizzled? Actually, I'd like to know what I'll look like with the
yeah.
beard. Yeah. That's the one. Not that one. The one to the left. I want a chin strap. That's it. I want that Amish.
That one.
Amish
This
look.
is what you want.
Is it? Is it really? That's the heart-shaped beard.
That's not what you want. I think
I don't
this
know what I
is
want.
the one you want.
That seems a little fuller than I'm really going for. I want that, but I want it very loose. Yes, I want it to be red, so
Okay.
they think I'm a Viking.
There, that's probably what color it's going to be.
Yeah.
I wish they had salt and pepper. Should we put there? You got the Snapchat spectacles. And what does your nose look like? What is this?
It's large. It's protuberant. It's Italian. Sure, that looks just like me.
All right, there you are.
Thank you. Now, what do you
Leo.
do with this?
You're just making this. This is for kids. What's your favorite color?
Blue. Actually, green. Yeah, forest green. Yeah. Oh, Leo.
So I could.
You know, kids are kind of solipsistic. They kind of like just everything should be about them.
Right. So I can say what you're thinking. My hair looks like this. Did you or your kids not have the All About Me Dr. Seuss book?
No. But we had a really funny book where you would take a picture of the kid, put it in the back page of the book. It's one of those cardboard board books, and it had a hole going all the way through. And then you would close the book, and it would put your kid's, Henry's in this case, face in a variety of adventures. And then you turn the page, and he was a tennis player. He was a rocket in a rocket ship. And then you get to the end, and it's just Henry.
Oh.
Oh, he's cute.
You know what else distracts us?
What?
Music.
Oh, yeah, you're trying to remind me of my next. Okay, I'll show you music in a second, but I just want to show you, this is the world of Goo, if you're curious, which is, I think Tentacle is kind of a success. This is, by the way, as long as we're talking distractions, a wonderful game. You've got to take the Goo, and we've got to build a Goo structure to get to the pipe. Now, this is the first level, so it's not too hard. It's really, actually, a wonderful game. I love this game. There, we got there. It gets obviously more elaborate, and then I can flush the Goo.
World of Goo in VR would be cool.
They've actually remastered this. This is, I didn't know it, but this is a new World of Goo. Yes, it would. I wouldn't be surprised. This was a category that was really, really popular. It's a few years ago, but I highly recommend World of Goo. I think it's free. I'm not sure. I bought it so long ago. I don't remember. But you were mentioning music. Music is the ultimate distraction. I noticed I've been listening to a lot more music lately. And Google Play Music, if you're a subscriber, has added some new features. So this is just for people who subscribe. I think it's a very good deal because for the usual $10 a month, you not only get Google Play Music, 30 million songs, just very much like Apple Music. Doesn't have the radio, Beats One, but you can upload your music to Google, and so it'll add your music. But they've added a new feature, and this just came out today, where it gives you kind of automatically music for what you're up to. So music for where you are. So I'm gonna. This is the introduction because I just downloaded it, and it's gonna. You have to allow it to access your location. So they have a lot of radio stations anyway. Monday Motivation and all sorts of things. Let's go back to the where I was. But they say now that they're going to give you some choices based on where you are. I don't think probably they got a lot out of where I am. I have to say, Google is not the king of user interface. This is hideous, right? Am I wrong? It doesn't look anywhere as nice as Apple Music does.
Do you think it looks better on a Google, like on an Android device?
No, it looks as equally ugly. I just, for some reason, I subscribe. Oh, I know. The other reason to subscribe is you get ad-free YouTube as well. You get YouTube Red. But they have the full, 30 million songs that, all of the best, music solutions have. I still get it I think I get it for $8 because I got it originally when it first came out. And I really like this. And now their idea is they realize, I think, that people listen to music, sometimes just want to play right away, like I'm so gloomy, or I just want to play me something. And I like the idea that it's going to have a one button will stop David Bowie. Although I think that was a good choice, Google. You made a good choice based on where I am. Playing Space Oddity was a good idea. So this is the idea now, is that they're going to give you There's a few new features. They're going to give you this instant play based on where you are. They've always had I'm Feeling Lucky, which is, I think, a nice feature too. It makes a playlist, a radio station, based on what it knows you've listened to in the past, what you've liked in the past. They also now will automatically cache music as you listen to it, so that they say even if you forget to download songs before you go offline, say in an airplane, you'll have something to listen to. Including songs you've listened to recently, but also songs related to that. So it's going to kind of make a hidden playlist on your iPhone or iPad that you can listen to even if you forget to listen ahead of time. So I kind of like that. Yeah, you know, it's not the most. This they got from Songza. Remember they bought Songza? Mm-hmm. It's the radio stations. Not crazy about it, but as I said, my whole library, everything I've ever listened to is here. You know, and all the playlists I created on iTunes got moved over. They have lots of radio stations in every category, not just genres, but activities: being romantic, having a barbecue, breaking up. Yes, believe it or not, they have a breaking up channel.
So you are a subscriber,
Moods,
but I am not a subscriber.
Are you getting it?
I'm getting it, but will there be commercials? What do you think will happen? Because I'm getting the same thing.
Good, play something, see what happens.
I'm playing this, Know Your Onion by the Shins.
Wow, that's interesting.
Let's see how many skips I can go.
I don't know how that works if you don't pay for it. I've always paid for it. You know what? That's a good thing to know. Maybe they give you some stuff for free.
Yeah.
Google Play Music. It is a free download anyway, and it looks like you're getting some free music as well. Welcome to the jungle. Are you a big fan
of AC/DC? Yeah. I mean,
Who's
isn't?
not?
Right.
Actually, I was thinking about Guns N' Roses, but AC/DC will do. Somebody wants to hear barbecue music. I don't. What would that sound like? It depends on your barbecue, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Barbecuing. What are the choices? Ultimate Barbecue, Classic Rock Summer, The Cookout, Summer Rap Hits, Country Summer, 90s Frat Barbecue. Wow. Backyard Boogie. Wow. Let the Good Times Roll. See? I mean, okay, you got to give them credit for this. That's just barbecue. All of this is just barbecue playlists. These are all playlists. Ain't Nothing But a G Thang, Viva La Vida, Southern Metal Barbecue. I don't even know what Sunshine Duty Pop is, but they got it.
Well, I think we all learned something. And if this doesn't distract you, you can always go to your old standard, The Magazine. But not just one magazine.
I'm reaching for my magazines right now.
How about all the magazines you would ever want to distract you for the rest of your life?
What could that be that would give you all the... Actually, you know what? Magazines are a good distraction.
They are a good distraction.
Sometimes you might, I don't know, feel a little guilty if you go to the store and you're walking and you're buying and then you're standing in the aisle. And you know they put all the impulse purchases right there while you're waiting in line at the grocery store. And there's the Us magazine, the People, the Entertainment Weekly. And then you come home and you got a lot of paper. It takes you 4 minutes to read it. And then you put it in the recycling and you feel kind of dirty. I don't know. Maybe that's not you, but that's how I feel. I don't like it. So Texture has solved that problem for me. They have all of the magazines you want, 200 plus magazines for one flat price. So it's like Netflix for magazines without wasting any paper, saving a lot of money because a subscription or a monthly or even just going to the store and buying magazines are expensive. And there is always something great to read. They make it easy to find those things. They've got top stories and new and noteworthy sections. They've got curated categories. And if you sign up for Texture right now, you can try it for free and get access to the best magazines in the world. And I should say, besides the gossip magazines, there's great writing from Vanity Fair and Rolling Stone and Interview Magazine, but there's also great imagery. They have National Geographic and a bunch of photography magazines. And so I have to think that the printed version of the National Geographic just is not going to look as good as the on-screen version. It's going to be higher resolution. The colors are going to be more accurate. It's just going to look better. And you know what you don't get? What my grandmother had. No, not Ricketts. The pile of National Geographics in the basement. I would go down in Grandma's basement. I have to admit that was kind of cool. But you get every National Geographic, the same exact page-for-page version that's on the newsstand, and back issues. Look at that. Now, Brian Burnett's obviously TDing because we see car and driver, motorcyclist, road track, Road and Track, Truck Trend. These are your magazines, aren't they, Brian? Every category, great magazines. And I have to say, in many cases, reading them on an iPad is better. Better. Look, there's the tech magazines, CNET and Macworld. And I tell you, PC World, PC Magazine, Popular Mechanics, Popular Photography, Popular Science, Shutterbug. So here's another nice tip. I love this tip. That's the Frontiers edition of Wired Magazine that President Obama edited. That's pretty cool. You got to read that. Here's another nice tip. One subscription gives you 5 devices. So Lisa subscribes, and I get to read them on my device too. You can save magazines ahead of time for offline reading. Pick your favorites. You got to try it. Go to texture.com, texture.com/twit. When I go to bed, I bring Texture on my iPad, and I've got a lot of interesting things to browse, to read, to look at. Texture.com/twit for your free trial right now. You brought show and tell.
I did. Do you remember last year a viewer sent us Remembrance Day poppy pins?
Is that what you're wearing?
That's
I
what
love
I'm wearing.
that.
I'm wearing the poppy pin. Remembrance Day was Sunday, yesterday. If you're watching this on Monday, you can't really. There we go. There's my poppy.
It's the same as Veterans Day.
Yes, but they celebrated on Sunday, whereas we celebrated on Friday.
Well, we celebrated on 11/11, which is the
yes.
actual, because that's the day that the armistice was signed in from World War II. It was 11/11/1918 at 11 a.m.
So 2 things happened last year. A nice viewer sent us some poppies. They got crushed in the mail, and you also didn't find them until maybe like January.
That's right.
So Alan Fitter
These won't
was
get crushed in the mail.
Smart enough to send it to me because I opened my mail right away.
Yeah.
Let's not show his address.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful.
He says last year. Oh, it is beautiful.
I'm going to get on the floor.
Okay. Last year, someone in the UK sent you a couple of Remembrance Day poppies that got crushed in the mail.
Those are the paper ones they
Yes.
sell on the street. I love those.
So this year, I thought you might like some metal versions that hopefully will arrive safely. The Somme commemoration version is for Leo, as I know he loves history, and he does have a very French name. He does.
Somme was one of the most tragic, bloodiest battles of World War I. And mustard gas was used, so it is appropriate to remember. So there you go, the Somme.
Alan says every TV presenter, newsreader, celebrity
That's
guest,
nice.
etc., will wear one between now and for most of November. If they don't, it'll be picked up by the tabloid newspapers and the rest of the media.
See, I don't like that because then that means you're wearing it because you have to wear it, instead of because you'd like to thank and remember our armed forces and the great contribution and sacrifice many of them have made. Some, what is the line? I love the line, all sacrificed some sacrificed all. That's the line I remember, and it really, I went to the Veterans Day parade on Friday, and I teared up. It was so moving. So I'm glad to wear that. Thank you.
Yes,
That
thanks,
says
Alan.
some, as in all sacrificed some.
Got it.
Some sacrificed all.
So Alex wrote about Bluetooth headphones. I did a review on the screensavers, the new screensavers, about a month ago. I don't know. I did a whole, I had about 6 that they had sent us. I tried them all. And he says, I use Bluetooth headphones daily, both for listening and for exercise. Different pairs, of course. I saw your review of the Kenevo headphones, but in my experience, these headphones had serious reliability problems. Despite having a 1-year warranty, I found that for me, they broke at around the 7-month mark, forcing me to get them replaced under warranty, which meant going without for a week or 2. It first happened with the BTH 220, then later after giving them one more chance with the BTH 240. Since then, I've moved on to the 66 Audio BTS Sport. I'm on my 2nd pair, but my first lasted 1.5 years. They look very similar to the Kenevo. So I tried them out. So these are
You've become the Bluetooth headphone expert.
I run a lot and I exercise a lot, and there's no hole in that I have to use Bluetooth. So these are similar to the ones that I showed on the screensavers. They fold up really easily. I found them to be perfectly good, and they're pretty cheap. And, as opposed to, they're under $100. So that's good. I found the controls to be a little bit confusing because, usually they're on your ears and you're not looking at them, so they didn't make a lot of sense. They're coming out with a new version that's supposed to be even better, have easier controls. But if you're looking to spend not so much money, I forgot. I think we have the website for this. It probably says how much they cost. I'm not sure exactly the price. Let's see if I wrote that down. That would be helpful. Huh?
Oh, I know why they're commemorating the sum. It's the 100th anniversary this year.
Oh.
I was thinking about that. It was 1916, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's see. I don't have the website in there, but they're pretty good and they go over the years. I'll show you.
Oh, and they didn't fall off when you ran?
They didn't fall off when I ran.
They're comfortable?
They are really comfortable.
Wouldn't you want to wear them
under my hair?
under your hair?
Yes.
I mean, really?
I would want to wear them under my hair.
But then we wouldn't see them. So,
No.
Yeah. Otherwise, you look like Cousin It.
Yeah, it's true. I think that's a good look. There they are, $50.
Okay.
But they are coming out with a new version.
I'm going to bring you,
What?
because I don't know if I'm a good person to judge this. I got the Beats, the previous year's Beats, because they had a sale on them. Mm-hmm. And as a baseline, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, you offered to give them to me, and then I never saw them.
I'll bring them in. But then I spent some more money. I thought, well, what is the best? And everybody said, oh, no, the Sennheisers are $400 Bluetooth headphones. They don't sound better to me. I think the Bluetooth technology is limited in the quality until you get to the new aptX. I don't think A2DP sounds that good. So I'm going to bring you those Sennheisers. So to give you kind of, this is as good as it can get, according to most experts on Bluetooth. And you can tell me how these stand up to, spare no expense version.
Are they for exercising or they're just for listening?
They're just for listening.
Okay, I'll try it. But
Beats
really,
are very expensive too, for that matter.
But this is something that in my life I've always searched for because I do exercise a lot, and you sweat in your ears, they fall out, and or they don't come like your AirPods.
Isn't that sad?
AirPods.
The rumor now is there's two rumors. One that it won't be till next year, and one that's going to be this week.
And you don't know.
It's making me mad. But because the main reason, and I bet this is true for you, that we've been looking at all these Bluetooth headphones is to have a baseline so we can say whether the AirPods are worth the high price.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, because these are $50.
I bought a pair that Andy Anako recommended that I guess I kind of said, well, Bluetooth isn't going to sound high fidelity. It sounds okay. It's fine for voice and stuff. And it's fine. I mean, it's musical. So I bought these. These were not expensive, like $100. Well, that's expensive, isn't it? $100, something like that. And you can tighten the wire, and they're in ears. I got to remember the name. I'll find it because I have the app on here. And they're fine. And then I did a thing he recommended. So I had some leftover Sugu from your weird keychain Sugu. And so he said, take some Sugu and put it underneath the ear pod and then put it in your ear and leave it there for half an hour, and it will shape the earbud to your ear.
Did it stick in your ear?
Do you notice the red Sugu in my ear?
Yeah, no wonder you don't listen to what I'm saying.
I don't hear a word you're saying. Wasn't a great tip. What is the name of these things? I
think he recommended them on
I have.
our show.
Have I talked to him?
Well, no, I think, when he came on when you were on vacation, he might have told us. But.
Chat room will know.
Okay.
I have the app on here. I see it on my watch. In fact, I just saw it. It reminds JLab Audio. That's it.
JLab. The Wirecutter recommends those.
Maybe that's why I bought them. I thought it was because of Andy. But anyway.
Well, he reads the Wirecutter too.
They sound fine. Not great, but they do the job, and they're not hugely expensive.
Shortly after I made that Bluetooth, that dongle holder, I lost it.
I have some leftover Sugu if you want.
Well, I don't. I need a dongle, and I have to order one.
I bought 3. I see what you're saying. You need the dongle. Mm-hmm. So this is it. The Epic 2 Bluetooth wireless sport earbuds. They're $99.99. And this goes over the back of your ear, so that holds them in place. So I put Sugu underneath the little rubber tip there and then kind of formed it to my ear.
Yeah. Well, I think, they're all ranges. And for $50, I think that these
$50 is a good
audio
price.
99,
yeah.
66.
Remember, our benchmark is going to be the AirPods, which are what, 140? 150?
Yeah.
They're a lot. 160.
Yeah. Okay, so the iPhone upgrade program that just started this last year. Now, what's Apple doing with all the... Sugru, yeah.
Sugu is something else.
Sugo is a restaurant in
Yeah,
Palermo.
that's what I'm thinking of.
Sugru. So the upgrade program.
Yeah.
Now Apple's selling these back to you for the first time from the Apple Store, refurbished. They never sold refurbished iPhones before. They've sold refurbished iPads.
Everybody was telling me this. In fact, last week the chat room was saying, "Oh, and I ignored it because I thought, well, there's nothing new there. Oh, this is the first time.
Yeah, the first time they've sold other refurbed stuff, iPods and such, but now that's where they're coming from, the upgrade program.
Yeah.
So get yourself. You can get, and they also come with a 1-year warranty, which isn't bad for buying stuff used.
Refurbed can be a really good deal, but there's different kinds of refurbed. A few years ago, California state law made it illegal to sell something that was purchased and then returned, even if it was never used, to sell it as new.
Oh.
And so there is one set of refurbed stuff, which is really brand new, but they can't sell it as new according to the law because the box was open. And that's obviously what you want. That's going to be late model. It's going to be like the current model, not a previous model, and it's going to be fully warranted as if you bought a new device. And it won't be a huge savings, but it'll be some savings. So that's the kind of refurb I always say get it. And you have to get that from the manufacturer because they're the ones who sold it and can't resell it. This kind of refurb is actually refurbished, right? It's used. We don't know how heavily. And then Apple goes, well, I don't know. Let's shine that up, Joey, and put it on the shelf there. We don't know. Do they open it up and fix it?
Yeah.
Do we know what they do? And those I always worry about because there you're buying somebody else's problems, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, unless they didn't have any problems and they just thought, if they're part of that, I get an iPhone every year.
Would you want, if I said to you after a year you can have my old iPhone, would you want it?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, yours or?
Well, that's
stranger,
the problem. It
right.
could be mine. It could be Joey's. You don't know.
Yeah, no.
Mine, you're probably right because I don't use it very much and I take good care of my stuff. But, yeah. I'm just saying, you don't know.
You don't know. It's true.
You don't know.
All right. So how do you feel about putting a camera directly on your Apple Watch band?
No, hate that idea. Hate that. So we've seen, I've even had, Samsung made one with a camera hole right here. Makes the band thick, ungainly, and trust me, I took pictures with it. You have to do this to take a picture, and you can't, it's not good. Don't do it.
Okay. Well, there's a new band. It's called Camera, CMRA, Camera.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yep, exactly.
I don't think it looks bad. I think we can disagree. It's
you don't think that it looks
well, I don't
thick?
Know. It does look thick, but I don't mind a thick watch. It doesn't look that much thicker than mine. It looks nicer than those Snapchat spectacles that
I want those. I'll tell you what. I'll get the spectacles. You get the band.
You want the spectacles because they're hard to get.
Yeah. Well, so the good thing about this is, and this was not the case with the Samsung, you can use the watch as a viewfinder. It's positioned, the camera's positioned, oh, wait a minute. Is it a selfie cam? There's two lenses?
Yes.
So it's positioned in such a way that if you're shooting somebody else, you can see, it's far enough down on the band that you can see the watch face, I gather.
It does video and it does high-res video and video chat. So it is a self. They said they would send us one to review.
Let's review it.
So we can review it and withhold judgment.
See, that side looks fine. That's the side that doesn't, that's like, what the what? You got a big lump on your wrist there.
Let's withhold judgment.
Yeah, that's not so bad. You're right. That doesn't look. I do like it that you, and this is a big feature, a good feature. You can look on your watch and see what you're getting a picture of.
And then,
but don't you look dopey taking pictures like that?
Well, I'm like I said, not as dopey as the spectacles.
Not as dopey as that guy.
I mean, I think I always feel a little bit embarrassed, like taking pictures out in public. Don't you these days? Like you're always being judged.
It's like a Dick Tracy watch. He's talking on it, isn't he?
Yeah, the FaceTime.
Okay, you sold me.
Okay.
Now
we'll
I'm
see.
interested.
Okay.
It's not just a camera. It's a Dick Tracy watch.
Mm-hmm.
He does look weird, though. He's found somebody like him who also has a weird watch. And the guy in the back is like, this is a good ad. I don't know what's going on, but it's funny. All right. Okay. What's it called?
Created by Glide. It's called Camera.
Camera.
It's spelled CMRA, but it's not pronounced CMRA.
Camera.
Yeah, I talked about it with Dr. Owen.
Oh, what did Owen think?
He thought he liked the idea too. When he comes on, we do a segment called Gift Idea or Garbage. and he says and he gave this a gift idea. So
Okay.
we'll see. But I thought it was called CMRA, and we discussed that was not a good name. And then
Camera.
It's camera, pronounced camera, not CMRA, which sounds sort of like
Smra.
something you'd need a shot for.
Camera. Okay, I got it. CMRA. I contracted CRMA at the gym, and it has been the bear to get rid of.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, Oliver Breidenbach from Boinks Software. We ran
Love
into
Oliver.
him.
Olivier.
Olivier.
No, I just made that up. I think it is Oliver, yeah.
I mean, maybe you have a different relationship with him. I call him Oliver. He told us about Mimo Cam. It was at NAB. It was like a way to switch, do live switching from your iPad and attach your camera, and you needed a special app. And he was trying to get the app through the App Store.
He showed us that
Yes.
at NAB.
Right, but it wasn't through the App Store yet.
Yeah.
But now it is.
Good.
Mimo Cam. It works with Mimo Live.
Nice.
So you can, if you want to do like videos, walkthrough videos, that's good because you can record and show what's going on your screen at the same time. It's good for gaming sessions, recording your gaming sessions. And he made a video on how to use it, and he sent that to me. Maybe we could watch that video so you can see. He can do a better job of explaining.
Oliver's a nice guy. Mm-hmm. They're in Germany.
So that's how it works.
So we'll have to narrate this apparently.
Yes.
So laptop, camera, software. It looks like full switcher software. I mean,
Yeah.
like lots of capability. This is the kind of software you would use like Wirecast to do a real broadcast
So
show.
yeah, that's Mimo Live, and then Mimo Cam is the app for the phone. So basically doing Brian's job.
So the phone has become your video camera, and you connect it to your computer. It looks like with a cable, and now the computer is your switcher. And as I remember, you could use multiple cameras, I think, with this. In fact, we showed it with several cameras. So that's kind of neat, and you could switch between cameras. You spend a lot of money on your iPhone. It's nice to have it do even more. And so having it be a camera for a video production is pretty good. It looks like he's got a green screen. I wonder if they do even do green screen with that thing. Look,
Yeah.
what they're showing right now is how real time it is. So that's a big deal too, where if the camera moves, your video moves as well. Mimo, M-I-M-O, how much?
That is a great question.
And how much was the camera watch
That's
band?
$150.
$150, not bad.
$150. That's a pretty average price.
Hey, I spent
for
$150 more than that. I think $159 on an Apple leather band.
And the Mimo Cam app, Mimo, is $4.99.
$4.99.
$4
Wow, that's a great deal.
and 99 cents.
Actually, that's fantastic. Wow. Wow, multi-camera shoots.
Peter Moore writes, I want to direct you to a tvOS and iOS app called WatchAid. It sounds like an app for the Apple Watch, but it's not. It's like Apple's new TV app, but this actually does integrate with Netflix, works well on tvOS. The reason it says in-app purchases is because it links to Hulu, iTunes, and Netflix, which you need to subscribe or to pay for.
So that's one of the problems with Apple's TV app is they never made a deal with Netflix, but this works with Netflix.
It does. So
All
let's
right,
take a
here's
look at the
Apple
Apple TV. And I'm using my phone, so it's going to take a second to connect. There we go. And WatchAid. So there's the app.
Okay.
WatchAid. Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Whoopsies.
I wanted to WatchAid.
This makes such a good remote.
Okay, this is WatchAid.
Oh, we're in the app now.
We're in the app.
And you asked me for a show, and I said The Crown, which is a show I'm watching on Netflix. It's a Netflix
Right.
original, and went right to it. So
Yes.
you can search. You can search, I noticed, with the dictation Siri.
You can.
That's nice.
And
So
if
is it what apps is it on here?
Let's
Is it
see. Okay,
everything?
so I picked all the shows that I like to watch.
Oh, this is
And I made
nice.
because remember we talked about how you don't.
So
I
that's
watch
HBO
TV.
Go.
Yeah, I watch TV differently. So here are the shows. So I know that I want to watch The Simpsons, and I have 2 available episodes.
Oh,
and I
like
want to
that.
watch Westworld, and I have Modern Family. There's 1 episode to watch. Better Things. So all these are in different. So Better Things, I think, is like that's FX Now on iTunes. So I can see.
So this is cross app.
Yeah.
That's exactly
so either
what
I
you
can
want.
buy it for $2.99, or I can if I
How
subscribe.
come
to
they could do this deal and Apple couldn't?
That's a good point.
What's going on? I guess Netflix, when Apple came to them, said, "Well, you're too powerful. We don't want to do that."
Right. And so, like here, I'm also watching Parks and Recreation, so I know I have 100 episodes left to watch of that because that's all free on Netflix.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
That's
so,
great.
like, these are the shows. So, The Crown.
So you've added that to your queue because I
Yeah.
told you to watch that. Yeah.
You did. And then I can just go, oh, it's on Netflix, and then open the Netflix app, and then I'll watch it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting this.
Yeah, WatchAid.
WatchAid.
Because, I mean, the TV app will presumably do maybe even all of this.
Oh, you
but-
haven't signed in on Netflix.
No,
so.
not yet.
But if you'd signed in, it would have launched.
Right, and we would have just watched it instead of
That
doing
is
the rest of the show,
fantastic,
right?
yeah.
So, yeah.
I would have too, because that's a great episode.
So you
That's
can,
where the killer fog descends on London in 1952 and thousands die. At first, Winston Churchill ignores it. But then something happens that changes everything.
I want to show you one more thing here. So that was what's available. And in upcoming, it also tells you like when you're going to get the next episode. So I know in 2 days is the next episode of Modern Family.
I
In 6
love that.
days, the next episode
I
of The
love that because
Simpsons.
we ask that all the time. Well, have we seen all the Westworlds? Lisa's always saying, have we seen them all? And now I can say, yes, the next one's in 6 days. That's awesome.
Right. So
Oh,
then
I'm getting this
the
for sure.
next- I guess the TBA means because you could watch all of The Crown right now. So that's the next
So
season is TBA.
you can see the first season, and if there were another season, then they would announce it. So TBA means just to be announced, because they don't know. What it really means is you got them all right now.
Have you seen the show Better Things with
I
Pamela
haven't.
Adlon?
Is it good?
She's the one in Louis. I've been told that I remind people of her.
Really?
Do you watch Louis?
Yeah, I don't remember her.
And did
Is she
you
his
watch
girlfriend?
Yeah.
I'm sure I'd recognize her if I saw her face.
So yeah, thank you so much for that recommendation, Peter Moore. WatchAid is, I believe it's
And you've seen
free.
Better Things. We talked about that. You asked me for things to see.
Oh,
Better
I've seen-
Things. You've seen that. Strange Things.
Stranger Things. Yes.
Stranger.
Stranger Things.
Not better.
Better Things I haven't
Stranger.
seen. Stranger Things I have seen.
So that's confusing.
That's Better Things.
This is Better Things.
And that's like a network that I don't have that I have
And
no
you know,
idea
when
how
I
to
first
watch.
saw it, I didn't read the title very well, and I saw the image, and I thought it said butter thighs. So it's not
called
butter
Butter
thighs. It's Better Things.
No.
Okay. I was confused. I saw the image; it distracted me, and then I saw B and T, and I just put two and two together.
Yeah, so now you know how the inner workings of your brain work. All right, John from Brooklyn wants to know what kind of iPad stands we use. And iPhone
You know, it's so
stand,
funny.
which we don't have right now.
We're using finally the same one.
Yeah, this is the app, just the Apple keyboard.
Yeah.
But he might have asked that a couple weeks ago when you were using the.
I was using the Logi,
Mm-hmm.
and I do use the Logi, but I have to say the problem with the Logi here. I'll show you the Logi, Logi. The problem with the Logi is that it has one fixed angle. It just happened that the fixed angle that we had, and by the way, bad choice of names, Logi, because of course I searched for Logi, and it is Logitech. Oh, how interesting, or something. I don't know. Let me do Logi iPad stand, because obviously this is Google.
Well, when
search.
you're looking for that, I'll show you, because I was normally I have the Elago iPhone stand. I don't
It
have
is
with me, too.
Logitech. What was I thinking?
But this is my iPhone stand, which is $18. Elago.
Elago.
Yeah.
And that's a nice one because that one is tiltable, right?
Nope.
Nope.
But you don't really need to tilt your iPhone as much. I don't think.
I feel like it should be. I think a fixed. Oh, what's going on? I can't get to that.
Which is yours called? What's yours
It's
called?
the Logitech iPad stand, and I ordered it right away because one thing it does that yours does not do, it charges. So it connects. You connect a lightning cable to the back. Here it is. I got it. And when you connect a lightning cable to the back, it's the first stand I know that uses the smart connector. So you have to have an iPad with a smart connector. That's number one. Those three dots on the bottom. That's what connects, for instance, to the keyboard that we're using. And then I don't know what's happening. It's so confusing. And then it charges if you keep it plugged in. But what I don't like is the fixed angle. Now, admittedly, this is a fixed angle too, but it's a better fixed angle for what we're doing than the Logi is. I think all stands should have some tiltability, because if you're tall, I mean, how does Jason Howell? He'd have to have it tilted like that, right?
That's why he doesn't use iPads.
right? He's a tall guy. And so this, though, I like for the other reason is this is a great keyboard. I got all the other, the Logitech and everything, and they were expensive. And this one ends up being the best one. This is Apple's own iPad. So to me, the iPad Pro, if you're going to have an iPad Pro, you ought to have the pencil. So budget $100 for that, and you ought to have the what do they call it? The keyboard stand or the keyboard case? It's not really a case because it folds up like that, and the back is not protected. But at least it's light, it's out of the way, it's very easy to use, and it's actually surprisingly usable. Do you think I have a double standard? Because I'm so worried about the MacBook keyboard on the new MacBook Pros. And yet this keyboard I have no trouble with.
Well, how much do you use
This actually has more travel. Well, I don't write stories on it or anything, but you know what it is? It's so much better than the on-screen keyboard. My expectations are already low, so I like it because it works better than the on-screen keyboard. That's what it is.
You know what? Have you tried the Logitech Create for the smaller iPad?
I haven't. I just had it for the Pro.
Yeah.
Is it better?
I've heard that it's
it
better.
It added so much weight and bulk to the Pro, the big Pro, that I didn't want. It's big enough. I don't want to carry now a big hulking plastic thing around it.
Yeah, I think they've made some improvements.
It's like a Fisher-Price keyboard.
Yeah, it was. And it was like Fisher-Price colors, too. Well, Allison Sheridan, friend of the show, Podfeet, knows Silicast. She, I've had a lot of complaints about the battery on my watch. It still doesn't last, even till the end of the day.
You didn't get a Series 2 yet.
I haven't gotten it yet, but I ordered it 3 weeks ago.
Oh, you did order it?
Yeah, and it doesn't come until November 22nd, which
wow,
is crazy.
So back-ordered.
I know, and you don't,
wow.
It seems
and
like
you
they
got the
limited
Sport?
I got the Sport.
Okay.
Because I'm going to swim in it. But she says she got the Series 2 Apple Watch, and it's way better.
I've noticed it's excellent.
The battery's way better.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
And the thing that's, of course, the worst for the watch is if you exercise for an hour, especially if you're using GPS because you're a runner. But even then, I find I could do that for an hour and still have a full day charge. And I get home and it's usually 30, 40, sometimes 50 or 60%. It really has a much better battery life. Yeah. Now, I have the 42 millimeter. You're going to get the 38.
Right, but Allison has the 38. And she says she exercises 90 minutes a day.
Oh, the heck with you.
She says over 90 minutes of exercise a day, goes to bed with 30% or 40%. So.
Yeah, it's remarkable. They've really improved it.
And Galen White asks, my work phone is an iPhone, and every text that comes through my work phone goes across all my personal Apple devices.
Yep.
One notification turns into 4. How do I end the madness and keep my work phone and personal devices separate when getting notifications?
Galen, you need 2 different iCloud accounts. So the way I'm sorry to say, the way that Messages works is, and you can even see if you go into your settings, which email addresses, which phone numbers that iCloud is connected to. And if you, even though it's your work phone, you could even put a label on it, do a little Dymo label. It says work phone. Apple says, well, that's all part of the same iCloud account. So when you get a message on one, we're sending it to everything else on that account. Just set up, it doesn't cost you anything, a separate account for your work phone. If you want to share apps and music, because that's one reason people use the same account on multiple phones, use family sharing, and you can do that, right? But that's exactly it. I've had that problem too. Remember when my son, I was getting his text messages? That was fun.
Yeah, we've all been there when our kids get our
separate
messages.
iCloud accounts, and then be very careful about. Actually, Apple won't even let you. So they won't let you attach, if you have an email address on the other account, they won't let you attach it to this new account. So they're separated. They won't let you do it. And make sure that the phone number for your work phone is the phone number on this iCloud account, not the other iCloud account. You'll have to delete it from the other iCloud account. I suspect it's the same right now.
Well, I feel like we've learned a lot today, but you know how you can learn even more with LinkedIn Learning.
I love it that LinkedIn, as you probably know, acquired lynda.com. And we loved lynda.com. We loved Linda. I've known her for years. And so I was glad to hear that somebody bought it that was really going to put money into it. And they have. And they have turned it into LinkedIn Learning. And it is everything lynda.com was and a whole lot more. In business today, your shelf life for the skills you have is about 5 years. If you think about it, a lot of the things you need to do at work these days didn't even exist 5 years ago. So learning in business is really important. And LinkedIn Learning is the best. It will identify the skills you and your organization needs to achieve your goals. It'll create personalized recommendations using LinkedIn's network intelligence. This synergy of this acquisition is fantastic. You have access to more than 9,000 courses, of course, taught by world-class industry experts who are both experts and great teachers for web design, IT infrastructure, business management, marketing, wide range of business, creative, and technology courses, and they're adding more all the time. This is what we really hoped for when LinkedIn acquired lynda.com, that they would throw the money into it and develop more courses, and they are. They're doing 25 courses, new courses every single week. iOS 10 app development essentials, learning Photoshop Elements 15, technical recruiting, strategic HR, small business marketing fundamentals, media training, inside sales. So it's everything, right? Even iOS game development, video editing. We actually use it for that. Of course, our video editors are always trying to get better. They know how to video edit, but learning more is always useful. Learn anytime, anywhere with segments that can be viewed on any device, online and offline. We use it like crazy when we moved from Final Cut to Premiere. That's the kind of thing LinkedIn Learning is so great for. All the learning styles, too. So some people like to, read and learn that way. You can read course transcripts and the closed captions. Some people like to watch the tutorials. Some people like to listen on the go. You can do all of the above. And because the videos are chunked up into bite sizes, you can look at a specific problem or task and in a couple of minutes be completely brushed up on the skills you need. Team solutions available for your business as little as $2,000 a year so that everybody can participate. They've got great individual plans too, of course. LinkedIn Learning. Grow your network and your career. Learning.linkedin.com/twit to get a free individual trial or to get a demo for your company or organization. Learning.linkedin.com/twit. Please use that address because we really want, I know we're sending a lot of people over there, and I want them to know that they saw it on iOS Today. And it's not an iOS Today link. It's Twit link. So make sure you use that one, will you? It's learning.linkedin.com/twit. We really are glad to see they're keeping the legacy that Lynda started alive. Learning.linkedin.com/twit. Time to do our app caps.
Oh, bonjour.
No, this is a Kangol, man.
Well, I was saying bonjour.
Oh,
bonjour.
you are. You're wearing a beret.
Bonjour, my Australian ami.
I think I'm wearing it wrong. Because I think you're supposed.
Oh, yeah, I think that's the way.
Now, you know what I look like now? I look like a London cabbie with a strange hearing affliction or something. I don't know why I have ear flaps.
It's a cold day.
Yeah, that's nice. This is good. I should wear this around.
I was thinking the same thing about the beret. So why are we wearing these hats?
That's a real beret, by the way.
It's a real beret.
That's not a fake beret.
It's not.
I got that. You know where I got that?
France?
In New Orleans.
Ah.
I had one, a vrai Basque beret that I got in the Basque country. No, actually I didn't. I got it up north. I got it in Brittany. And then I lost it. And so next time I was in New Orleans at Meyer the Hatters, highly recommended. They don't have a website because they're old-fashioned. I got a real vrai Basque beret.
Vrai?
Yeah, it's all about the...
Très vrai. Am I wearing it correctly?
You really look good in that.
Oh, thank you.
I am not kidding. That is you. You know what? You should just wear this all the time.
All right. Well, we're wearing it because we're talking about our favorite apps from the week. Mine is on the Apple TV, so let's fire that.
Let's take
that
a
back
look.
up.
Roll that
when
tape.
you're done watching TV and you want to read some books, what better way to do
TV?
it on the TV? You got to get the kids these days where the kids are. And the kids are on the TV. And so...
Also, they're visual, right?
Yeah, and this is good for the family. So this is iBooks on the Apple TV.
When did they do that?
Just this week. It's a free app. The books are not free. They give you one Dora the Explorer book, Dora the Explorer. But we can preview these books. And they read them out loud. So let's watch and listen. And I'm controlling...
This is $6 if you want to buy it, but this is the free preview of Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. I am Sam.
Ooh, sorry, I turned the page quickly. Sam, I am.
Tap
I heard
the
it before.
words. Oh, I think you're a little.
I'm going too fast.
In a hurry. Let's.
That's Sam I am. That's Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am.
Man, I loved reading this to my kids, I have to say. I acted the whole thing out. I do not like green eggs and ham.
And Dragons Love Tacos. Have you also...
Don't know that one. How about this lava? Because that was a great Pixar short last summer.
That was.
I lava you, you lava me. Mm-hmm. And so it's a Disney movie, but they've made it into a book. I think kids would love this.
The Tale of You and
Cuckoo and
Lele.
Lele. Oh, let's just, yes.
Oh, so there's sound effects too.
Love this. Oh, I'm going to buy it just for this. I don't even have any kids. I want this. Oh, I loved this movie.
So this is good for kids who just want to watch TV.
A long, long time ago, there was a volcano
Living all
alone in the middle of the sea.
Can you actually hula?
He sat high above his bed, watching all the couples play.
Wishing that. This is a beautiful song.
He had someone to.
And I wish I could remember who played it. It's one of the greats. Well, I'm buying that. That is.
Okay.
Let it stop here because it'll say.
Sorry.
That's okay. I don't care.
Who
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's a Disney. But I mean, you know what, kids? It doesn't matter. Whatever it takes. They've got. I love it. Elmo's potty time. That's great because you have a TV in the bathroom, right? I love this book, Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Yeah.
60th anniversary. That book is as old as I am. This really feels like my childhood. Harold is a bad boy. One evening, after thinking it over some
One
time.
evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight.
Unfortunately, Harold also took his purple crayon.
There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight. And he needed something to walk on.
So all
I
the
love
books you
that
can, there is some Goodnight Moon. I know there was some interest in that in the chat room. There's not books for us. It just goes up to 7 years old.
Wait a minute. So iBooks doesn't have our books.
No, it's just kids.
It's
books.
a kids iBooks. Okay.
Just kids
okay.
iBooks.
Okay. That makes sense because I don't think adults would want to read a book on a TV screen.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
No, I don't think I would want to read a book. It's interesting though. That is a good idea.
I loved having. God, I would get in bed with my kids and read to them and fall asleep. And it would be great.
Yeah. So I think
never slept better. They were wide awake, terrorizing the house, but I slept so well.
So it's just iBooks available in the App Store for free, and the books are, they range from like $2.99 to $6.99 ish.
So my app cap is something I learned about on the radio show, and I wish I could thank the person who might have a little fuzz on here. I wish I could thank the person who suggested it in the chat room. So one of our callers on the show said, I am using an iPad in school, and I want to take notes in class, but I want to have those notes turn into text. I want text recognition with those notes. And of course, first thing out of my mouth is, there are programs like Notability and others that can do this, but they're not going to do it very well. How good's your handwriting? I shouldn't have been so negative because this is Nebo. This comes from the MyScript folks. I've shown you MyScript Calculator, which I really like. MyScript Calculator lets you write equations, 2 + 2, turns it into text and then solves it. So it really worked well. This is for the kinds of notes you might take in class. You can even draw illustrations and pictures, and it does. Oh, there you go. There's the math, by the way. There's the MyScript Calculator in there. So isn't that cool that you could draw this, square root of 36 times 81 over 2, and it would convert it and solve it. So this is really, really fantastic. Let me just create a new note, and I can do a little bit of this for you. So you have to learn a few gestures. You can scribble out words and delete them. That's very, very handy. In fact, everything you scribble out will disappear. Now I'm writing up not very well because I'm doing it kind of sideways. This would work better if it were in your lap, right? And then, so you could see it's saving the image. Now, if I tap it, and it made a mistake, because handwriting's terrible. But it got most of it. I'll just scratch that out, and I will insert. Whoops, that was the wrong way. You could insert some text right there, and is. Anyway, you get the idea, and it can see that, and I can even correct it here to be the right choice. This works surprisingly well. I'm not surprised because these guys did such a good job with my script. And one of the advantages of something like this is you have now search capabilities, right? Because this has become text that is searchable. Notice how I did that, by the way. I selected all that text by just circling it. And so I could search into my notes. This is fantastic. I really like this a lot. They give you a little tutorial, and I should warn you, this will not work without the Apple Pencil. This is designed specifically for an iPad Pro and the Apple Pencil. So make sure that you have that hardware before you do it. But Nebo, it's really quite amazing.
So I showed an app called MyScript Stylus, which was...
Same company.
Yeah. So, but this was, I guess that's just the note-taking. The Stylus was just the keyboard.
Right.
And then
so this
that's
now
does
it does
Allison
recognition.
Sheridan told us about that.
Yeah. These guys just are doing a great job. They're knocking it out of the park, frankly. You have pen colors, you have pen widths, of course, you have an eraser, but you don't need an eraser. Nobody puts baby in a corner because you can just scribble out anything that you want to get rid of. Right. They've done such a great job with this. Nebo, N-E-B-O, and best part is free.
Wow. Why?
I know.
What? Why?
I know.
Just because.
Why? I don't know. I don't see any in-app purchases. I don't know.
I'm getting that.
Maybe there will. Probably a lot of times, like Notability is free, but you can buy themes and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. But the functionality that's in here is fantastic. Share it as text, export as HTML, export as PDF, export to Microsoft Word. We can run through the tutorial a little bit because this kind of shows you a little bit about how it works. Double tap to enable full editing. You can actually now edit this. And if you have a keyboard, you can actually edit it with the keyboard as well. So I guess I started the tutorial on the last page. I should probably go back to the beginning. Very nice. Highly recommended. Take a look at it. Let's go all the way back to the beginning because I did the whole tutorial before. You can run through it again. You can see how it works. It's really nice. Erase the red text. So I'm going to erase. And you can even easily erase a word just by scribbling through it. You can separate letters by drawing a line right through them. And you don't have to be perfect, notice. You can break a line by separating it with a down, and that makes it two lines there like that. Join letters by going in the opposite direction like that. And join lines by going like that. Oops.
So, do you think that it's free because they're using it to learn more about handwriting?
Hey, maybe that's it. That's actually a good theory. I don't know. I don't know. These guys really are good. They're doing something pretty special. This is a hard thing to do.
It is. And I mean, I always think that I really feel like people laugh at me when I say this, but I think the keyboard is going away.
Yeah.
I think that the touch is better. I know that Apple says they'll never combine the two, but they really are pushing the iPad Pros.
Completely agree.
So,
completely agree.
Well,
Nebo,
free. Looks like a really great company too.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
And that's it. That's all the iOS. Hopefully we've distracted you from whatever you needed distracting from. And now go back to it. Go back to work.
What's more exciting than two people in strange hats?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No.
Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time on iOS Today.